EBR friend spotted him there. I wonder what he's gonna do here. Is he gonna chase after him? Looks like he's thinking about it. Patent. Get rid of the eyes on the enemy. Bounces another shot from the patent. Tofu's getting very lucky. Bounces a shot from the Super Conqueror too. Hey guys, Worm here. I have an awesome replay of the Progetto 65 I want to share with you guys. But before that, I want to give you a little bit of history on the Italian tanks, seeing as I want to talk a little bit more about the history of tanks on this channel. So actually, Italy built their first tank, their first heavy tank called the Fiat 2000 at the start of World War One. It had a powerful 65mm howitzer, but only two were built. It then began to import the French Renault FT and produced a lightly improved version, the Fiat 3000, before beginning its own designs. While the Fiat 3000 was being developed, France sent 100 of these FT tanks to Italy in 1918 so that the Italian troops could get acquainted with the tracked combat vehicles. By 1918, Fiat and Ansaldo were the only industrial complexes large enough to deal with the tank production. The first model produced for the Royal Army, or Regio Esercito, was the Fiat 3000. By 1935, it was named the L5/21. Another model developed in 1930 was the gun-armed Vickers Termi 37mm, as well as Series 2 Fiat 3000B. Both formed the bulk of the Italian Army Corps until new models arrived in 1935. Soon after, the official designations incorporated Carro Armato, or CA, meaning armored carriage. This would be followed by a letter and a series of numbers. The letter would be either L, M, or P, meaning light, medium, or heavy tank respectively. In 1969, the Italian military delegation visited Germany to discuss the purchase of Leopard tanks. However, not all members of the designation agreed with the acquisition of foreign vehicles. The Italian military experts and engineers specified the main requirements for their future tank: the sloped armor of plates, the cast turret and gun mantlet, as well as a powerful engine from the Mitsubishi that allowed the production of small, light, maneuverable, but perfectly armored vehicles. The British and Soviet design plans were also taken into account. Development of the project was discontinued at the drafting and modeling stage. So I tried to look online for any blueprints of the 65, the Progetto 65, but I couldn't find any. So I think Wargaming took a little creative license and took a look at the Leopard tank and the armor plating and added some space armor to the sides to create a funky looking tank, which is ultimately the Progetto 65. If any of you guys know a little bit more about the designs of this tank, feel free to leave it in the comments and I'll take a look. So we have a gameplay here of our hero, Tofu. He's taking some shots at the side of the Super Conqueror there. I like that he empties most of his clip there because he knows he has to relocate, so he might as well take those shots. Never know if they're gonna hit or not. So now he's relocating, trying to relocate to a defensive location to help out his stirve here and this grill, as well as this Object 261. So we'll see how he defends here. The enemies seems to be trundling along down here. But they're low HP, so that's good for Tofu here. Definitely focus the one shot if you can. Doesn't look like he has a shot. Maybe lower plate. Now the Centurion looks like he spotted the Sturve, so if I were the Sturve, I think he's not really doing his bushing correctly. He needs to be further back behind the bush so that it's not transparent, so he wouldn't get spotted there. Luckily, the artillery finishes off the Centurion that was providing the enemy vision. Sturve's still receiving some shots. Dofu's going to move up a little bit more to see if he can get some spots for his team. He's slowly moving into this bush. Doesn't see anything. Now, if I was Dofu, I would be thinking about maybe flanking around this way and going underneath to see if they can flank around. Seeing as... let's see. Seeing as the Super Conqueror's on 985 HP and the Patton's on 128. So he could easily finish off the Super Conqueror in 3 shots and then have the 4th shot for the Patton. So if I were him, I would go this way and see if I could finish off this flank. He gets spotted there, so that makes me think that the Patton's still there sitting in a bush somewhere. Or the EBR. EBR friend spotted him there. I wonder what he's going to do here. Is he going to chase after him? Looks like he's thinking about it. Patton takes a shot at him. Bounces the round from that. Patton. Then this Object 268 gets spotted. Takes one shot there. Gets spotted again by the EBR. Yeah, I think Dofu's going to really focus this guy down with this LT. I think that was a good decision there. Get rid of the eyes on the enemy. Bounces another shot from the Patton. Dofu's getting very lucky. Bounces a shot from the Super Conqueror too. Dofu might want to go buy a lottery ticket after this game with all the bounces he's receiving. But the armor on this tank is what's getting nerfed this next patch. It is a very trollish for a tank that really should be a paper tank with its very strong gun mechanic and just characteristics of being very accurate and having very good gun handling. So it looks like the forces on this, all the heavies that tried to push this side got wiped out by these 4 tank destroyers. And this 5th one in the middle, this FV. Dofu gets spotted there. I think Dofu really wants to kill this Patton, seeing as he's got the best U range remaining on the enemy tanks. And he's a one-shot, so he's going to go full in on this guy. Eats a shot there. Aims for the lower plate. It's a nice kill there. I don't know why he hesitated there. I think he should have just accepted that he was going to eat a shot there and just gone forward. But luckily, the artillery doesn't punish him too hard. So the FV that tried to make his way through the middle, I don't know what kind of approach lane he was taking. Big mistake on his part. So now it's 4v6 in favor of the enemies. Dofu's going to try to move in and help his team. They spot this grill here. Artillery makes a big mistake there, trying to move a little bit too late. That Soviet artillery piece is very mobile. I don't know why he didn't move earlier. I guess he was scared that the Patton wasn't killed yet, so I guess nothing much he could do there. Dofu trying to set up an ambush. Gets a nice lower plate shot into the Object 268. This LT-100 on his team is doing very excellent work of harassing this Gorilla, who's tunnel vision on this LT. Dofu takes 2 great shots into the top of that gorilla and puts him into one-shot territory. So this game is looking slightly better for Dofu's team. LT takes a huge shot from the T92 on the enemy team, as he is stationary because he's trying to stay to the flank of this gorilla. I think this LT would have been better off to just accept the shot from the gorilla and just go around and kill him, since he's getting perma-spotted by him. But now he's thoroughly a one-shot for this gorilla. So this LT is kind of stuck where he is. Let's see, the E4 is on 1300. So within a clip of Dofu's 4-shot potential, but he doesn't want to risk getting spotted. So now this is very interesting. The Jagdpanzer E100 gets spotted here. So I think Dofu's going to try to make a flank move, get behind him. He can easily 3-shot him, and he'll have a 4th round just in case RNG doesn't go his way. I would be wary of this E4 sitting on this ridge here. He's definitely got some side shots into you if he gets spotted and pokes around here. I like what he's doing here. I think he's gonna try to get some distance to make sure that he doesn't get spotted while shooting at this Jagdpanzer, but unfortunately gets spotted anyways. He's gonna have to make this quick. Yep. And luckily the E4 does not penetrate his tank. E4 was shooting APCR too, with easily over 350 millimeters of penetration. I think that tank with his premium rounds has 390 something millimeters of penetration. But at the angle that he was shooting at, probably Dofu just got really lucky. Didn't get shot there. Looks like this STB-1 is AFK. I don't really like what he's doing here because both him and the Sturv kind of left this LT to just die on his own. And he's kind of just farming AFK STB-1 when there's still 3 other big threats on the field. So he's gonna try to poke forward and spot this STB-1 again. I mean, if he shoots here, he's definitely gonna get spotted. Interesting choice here. I guess he just wants to get rid of their eyes so that when he makes his move eventually to kill this RD, he won't get spotted. I guess that's his logic. Debatable play there, I would say. But now he's in a 1v2 against the E4 and the T92. See, he thought about going back and helping his stir friend, but it was a little too late since he spent all that time farming the STB-1. Now he asks the team how much HP is the E4 on. There's this nice mod that I have that tells me by pressing my Alt key, I can see the last known HP of tanks that are in my radio range. So I know that he has 1300 HP left, but Dofu doesn't. If you guys would like me to do a video on my mod pack that I use, you can see it right here. This is the mod. I can show you as well as it shows the last spotted location, and it has an icon for everyone who's spotted. If you guys would want to see that, let me know in the comment section. So he finds the flank of this T92, executes him, and now it's a 1v1. Dofu is a one-shot for the E4, who does 750 average damage. and we know he's firing APCR. So unless he gets very lucky with the angling of his upper hull, he probably will die. So he's going to poke forward slightly into this bush. He gets spotted there by the E4. E4 is trying to close the distance. Very smart on his part. Dofu smartly doesn't fire the last shell in his clip because he knows he needs 2 shells. So he's going to load this second shell. And I think he's just going to bide as much time as he can get. I don't like the choice of that shot there. Shooting on the move there when he was barely exposing the top of his turret. So is this going to be a heartbreak? He sees the cupola. E4 knows his cupola is very weak. E4 donks his shot. I mean, he really had nothing else to do there because he knew that the Progetto had multiple shells loaded and had the better aim time, as well as it was already counting down. He shot at around 6 seconds left. So E4 definitely was not a bad player. That he played it smartly, baited him out, tried to close his distance. Unfortunately, you know, Dofu and his Progetto prevailed. Got pretty lucky on the shots she was firing. Good choice of ammunition. I mean, he only had heat rounds left, so he didn't really have a choice. And let's take a look at the post-game stats.
72 hours later.
Okay, guys, we're at the post-game stats here. Dofu got an ace tanker badge, as well as a high caliber for doing at least 20% of the HP of damage, as well as a top gun. Let's see if he hit any blind shots.
Later.
No, I don't think he hit.
4 to 6 days later.
He hit those 2 at the end.
4 to 6 more days later.
Doesn't look like he hit any blind shots.
Duh.
8,054 damage. Amazing game. I don't think I've had a game like this in any tank besides my FV 4502.
Have you ever had a dream that you had you
or for FV
you once
4005 stage 2. I had a really good game in there, but unfortunately my replay was in the previous patch and I can't show you guys that, but that was an amazing game, and Dofu had a really great game in this Progetto, really showing us how to play this tank. He gets 1377 base experience, 6 kills. Let's see, he shot 36 shots, 28 direct hits, 25 penetrations. Very good marksmanship there. He actually blocked 1,500 damage. A lot of those miracle bounces from the Patton, the Super Conqueror, and then the E4 at the end. Very lucky. Even with a premium account, he lost 42,000 credits. He didn't really fire any gold till the very end against that E4. And then the artillery, because he ran out of ammunition. So nothing much he could do there. This was a 14-minute, almost a 15-minute battle. Pretty much took the entire time up until the last second. Overall, amazing battle. One of the things I would have done differently than he did was help out his LT 100 friend who was baiting this gorilla around that corner, as well as his stir friend. I would like to see him go back, especially when he was farming the STB1. I would have liked to see him go back earlier because it didn't seem like the STB1 was gonna connect. However, you could make the argument that, you know, sometimes the bots will reconnect after they've been shot. So Dofu really wanted to get rid of him because he has good view range, superior view range to the other tanks on the enemy team. But overall, amazing game. And he showed us a lot of what you're supposed to do in this Progetto. I think one of the biggest things I learned here was being cautious with how many shots you fire because of the mechanic. When you go further into the clip, your DPM reduces significantly, and saving some rounds to make sure he preserved his DPM. So I'd like to see that in his replay, as well as not firing a lot of premium ammunition until the very end of the battle. I like to see that, seeing as a medium tank's role is to flank other tanks. So that's one of the things I like to see, is where good players, use their knowledge and not just, press the 2 key and butter through the front of heavily armored tanks. Now I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of the Progetto? Do you guys think it's overpowered? Do you think it's rightfully getting nerfed? What do you think about what do you think is another or other tier 10 tanks that are problematic, either from being underpowered or being overpowered? Let me know what you think there. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate all your support, and it will help me continue to grow this channel. So thanks again. War Room out.